What? Wait. What?
Lucky for you, I am here to enlighten all things, and I will enlighten you as well, audience, on this lovely episode. There we go.
Lovely episode
of GrubCast.
That's my favorite time of the week.
Oh my god, it's also my favorite time of the week, except for those other times that I like more.
Same.
Welcome, everybody. We gotta do the things. Gotta do all the things.
All of them.
Man, ET, if you wanted to give me money, you could. You could just give it to me right now. But
I can give you
if
money?
you were not right next to me right now, how would be a way that you could give me currency?
Carrier pigeon?
Yeah, I suppose. You could.
I could become a patron.
That's also what you could do. And look at this. This number just keeps ticking up because today we have 3 lovely patrons to thank. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, M.H. Dante, my Homestuck Dante, absolute legend. And then we have 2 other patrons. They're just filth, just scum, just downright subhumans. Mia and Toby Claspect Expert. He's engaging in regicide as we speak, as he's trying to chop off my head and limbs, and yours as well, but probably less of yours and mostly mine.
Oh man, he's a troll from the future.
Oh, bitch. He's fucking trolling us backwards, bro. Just like carcinogeneticist, he's trolling us backwards in a future where he's already victorious.
He's already won. He's just letting us know about it.
So there you go. You can give me money. You get come on. You know you want to. You want to give me money. Also, you can look at some things that I occasionally say on the GrubCast Twitter. That's in the description. Come talk with other Homestucks in the GrubCast Discord server. I'm there sometimes. You can watch Toby in real time take over GrubCast
and then the world
beneath our very noses. Yeah, first GrubCast, then the galaxy. It's only a matter of time. If you have other Homestucks, you should show them the show also, because then they can talk about Homestuck, and that'll be pretty cool. That's it. Homestuck time.
Yeah, Homestuck time.
Damn, fucking Homestuck time, bro. Going into Act 4, what were you expecting?
I was expecting, I guess, a lot of what I got, which is just major confusion. I was like, man, a whole new level? I still don't barely get the first one. I wonder what this could be. And new level, we're in the land of wind and shade, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh my god, the lands look so cool.
Yeah, dude, it's really funky art.
You're right that we're on a new level, because now we're not just operating on complications within Suburb, which was like Act 1 through 3. We're not just relying on complications with time travel, which was kind of introduced to us over the course of every mission. We have both of those, and also like meta complications outside of both of those things that is somehow relating with the trolls, that is also interacting with both of those things.
Yes, it's a lot to juggle. I just imagine the writing room was hell for Andrew for a bit there.
I mean, the writing room was him. It was him being by himself, scrolling through forum posts. I don't know exactly when. We're getting around the time when the command system was dropped. I don't know exactly when it happened, but I want to say around this point is when audience interaction became less of a... It was still present to some extent, but not in the form of giving the characters commands. Around this point is when Andrew Hussey decides to close the curtain as opposed to peeling it back and really take on the role of like writer-director. I am making all the choices at this point.
He's like, I already got you invested. You love the characters. Now just watch me tell the story. And their adventure, man, it gets nutty, and we're not even kind of halfway through it yet.
We're not anywhere close. We're about like, by the end of this, we're maybe okay, hold on. Let's do some math here.
Quick maths.
Let's do some math here. Because we're 3/4 of 1/4 of the way through.
3/4 of a quarter of the way.
So we're 3/16 of the way through the story.
Okay.
About.
Yeah. We're like almost done with like the first leg of our journey. We're
a little bit, there. Yeah. We're kind of getting there. I mean, let's just Philip DeFranco right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's bust a move. It opens up with John and Nana Sprite just like talking it out. Is that what you got? Yeah. They're just like, we learn a lot about the sprites in this bit of the arc. I feel like
there is a lot of information, or less new information about sprites and more just clarifications on sprites.
Now we kind of get like their purpose as a form of game mechanic, which is they're kind of like the hint button essentially in a video game of just, oh, you kind of lost? I'll give you like a vague half answer about it. You like a coy riddle? I got tons. It won't really lead you anywhere, but maybe.
It could.
It could. And
unless you're Dave. I have that interaction written down when we get to it. Don't worry.
I'm so happy about it.
You're kind of missing the forest for the trees here, which is that this interaction with Nanosprite, kind of going into a little bit of the nature of sprites, is nested within a whole ass fucking video game.
Yeah, actually, quite literally.
It says, "Oh, did you like the beginning of Act 2? Now you can do Act 2, but bigger, and you can fight fucking imps and shit. Literally, it's just so cool.
Kick ass.
It's so awesome. You can expend your man grit to destroy imps and attain all of that sweet, succulent fruit gushers. You can access the Silodex system and then be just as fucking annoyed with it as John is. Oh my goodness. Yes, it rules. You get to walk around the land of wind and shade, and the music is so good. The music is called Doctor.
Okay.
I forget who made it. I remember that whoever made it is dead now, and that really sucks because they made really good music. Yeah, this being one of them. This becomes like one of the major leitmotifs of Holmes. You know how like we're talking about how Showtime and these songs kind of show up again and again. This is one of them that almost like de facto becomes John's theme music. Huh. It's fucking good.
Yeah, no, it slaps. The song fucks.
Let's see what I got a bunch of notes on just the game. PM is now John's exile, and it's really obvious. Like, technically you only find that out later, but it's super obvious in this because they start seeing, like, the mail tubes, and they're like, another win for the postal system. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand now. That's pretty awesome. One of the mail tubes has Serenity in it. Did you catch that? I don't know how much you explore. How much did you explore this funny little video game?
I did pick up some, like, random, I think they were called, like, unetched tablets or the etched tablets or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I traded a bunch of shoes.
Yeah. You have a whole Q stack full of shoes.
So I was like, I don't need these.
But you traded the shoes with who?
Oh no, like you can put something in the tube.
Oh, you just got rid of the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I followed the instructions. I put the hat in the tube that asked for the hat.
Yeah.
There's no reason to do that, but I did. Because I'm a good boy.
Because you're a good mail delivery.
Yeah, PM would be proud of me.
True.
So did you go around like purposely trying to find all the shit, or did you just kind of make your way through it normally?
I kind of just went through, like, I wasn't like hella invested in the exploration because I figured it would leave me with more questions than answers.
Fair. Did you make it to like the distinctive end point?
I believe so. I talked to a bunch of salamanders.
Yeah.
And those are some cute ass salamanders.
Oh my god, they're so cute. My favorite one is Crumple Hat.
Crumple Hat?
My boy Crumple Hat.
I've dishonored my ancestors
with
this frivolous accessory.
It's okay. The other one is you make it through this whole lore explanation about the land and like how the denizen has clogged up the land. And the very last salamander in that tree is farming these goddamn mushrooms. Fucking pain in the ass. Incredible.
He's not happy about it.
He's doing it though. So a lot of information about Spurb dropped from some of the salamanders. So there is like a dark forest that has trapped all the fireflies beneath the clouds, and the same forest has agents that are filling the land with like oil and shit. Later on, these agents are shown to be Dursites and Prospidians. Because, I mean, Jack Noir is referred to as the Arc Agent.
Oh, okay.
The Authority Regulator, AR, is referred to as an agent by PM. Agents just stand for people from Prospect and Durst that are fucking shit on the lands.
The weird carapace guys.
All the fucking agents are apparently worried because all of a sudden the heir has arrived. Who could that be? And only the breath of the wind could unclog the pipes and save the lands. It's John Egbert.
Yeah, it did.
It's very explicitly John
Egbert. Heir of wind and shade.
This just really proves to me how stupid I was on first read through, because only now that I'm taking extensive notes am I realizing how obvious it is that it's John Egbert. But until some very big thing happens later that the audience probably already knows about, I just did not realize that John was already supposed to be this special figure in the mythology of his spur obsession. I just never got that until later. But no, it's very explicit.
They go out of their way to be like, oh my god, it's him. The guy.
Some other big things from the game. Frogs. They don't like frogs.
They don't like frogs here.
To the point where there's a big statue of a frog that's just destroyed, and they're defacing the sacred / illicit because they don't like frogs. The salamanders like frogs.
Yeah, it's sacred to them, but I guess illicit to
Durst.
Just those are the Carapace people, or is that the planet?
Durst is the planet, but it's also a nation.
Okay.
It's a moon that orbits Skaya. Skaya is the planet, which is also the battlefield.
That's the chessboard.
That's the chessboard. And then Durst and Prospect are the purple and golden moons, respectively, that have the black and white chess pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the black chess pieces don't like frogs. No frogs. You look confused.
I guess is sacred / illicit? Is it because the people from the white chess pieces fuck with them? They really like frogs, and it's just automatically Okay.
I mean, it's not. It's kind of portrayed as the salamanders like frogs, which they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is that the white chess pieces really like the frogs, and the black chess pieces really don't like frogs. I can't tell you any more than that because it's really important.
Huh.
Which is why I'm bringing note of it, because this is the first place I've found that this was mentioned is in this flash. This is a really big deal.
Okay.
And you're just going to have to take my word on that one.
I trust you, man. Every time you said it before, it worked. The salamanders seem to be a good aligned force, or at the very least a neutral entity that wants the good for the system. They want to free the fireflies because the sleeping one's being a bitch about it.
The main idea is I can just kind of explain this because it's not that big of a deal. You have obviously the cosmic forces of Prospect and Durst fighting each other as this perpetual war between good and evil. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that the consorts, as they're referred to, the salamanders in John's case, they're more concerned with the ongoings of their specific world.
Mm-hmm.
They are a force for good, I guess, but it's less that they're good aligned and more just that they are the natives of John's world and therefore are concerned with its well-being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there are some salamanders that don't really care that much, but overall they're generally hey, this is where we live. I would like good things for it.
And solving whatever whatever removed the denizens from your
the ultimate riddle.
Whatever removed the denizens from your ecosystem or your personal planet, that's what it seems the consorts care about because it affects their life on a day-to-day basis.
It's not that the denizens are gone. They're asleep. The denizens caused the issue, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, now I'm a little lost.
the denizen...
I may be overthinking something here.
The denizen is the one that fucked with everything, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so
they're
the
essentially
one is the denizen?
They're essentially being set up as the final boss for each specific character.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then obviously the final boss is everyone fights the Black King.
Yeah, he'll be the big boss fight of his army versus I guess those four and the White Queen.
Yes,
who they haven't met.
The idea is that if it's just the black and white armies fighting against each other, darkness will inevitably win.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the children, the players now have to ally with the forces of light and beat the forces of darkness. The final boss being the Black King.
Okay.
But they also each have their own individual quests that have to do with their own specific worlds.
All right. And that's like the main.
Because keep in mind, Rose is in an entirely different spot.
Yeah, hers on a whole nother planet, like the Land of Light and some shit.
The Land of Light and Rain, which
and rain.
My god, it looks so beautiful.
It's really pretty. Yeah,
so pretty.
Oh, okay. I think what confused me was there's a scene where Jasper, the Jasper sprite, is like fucking around with the water, and Rose is like, "Bro, what's happening?" And he's like, "Yeah, a big fish ate all the people in the ocean, and then it went to sleep after it ate all the things in the ocean." And I thought the things in the ocean were things you're trying to keep safe, which are the denizens. But I'm guessing now the big fish that ate them all is the denizen for her.
Yeah.
And he's the big boss. Okay.
Jasper Sprite is essentially doing the same thing that the consorts are doing. He's setting up Rose's personal quest for her land. That being, her land is also fucked up in some way related to her denizen. Go fuck that guy up. And or do something else.
And if she talked to anyone else about it, they'd probably be like, yeah, if you like, apparently a big light's supposed to clean the ocean or some shit. Kind of how like the wind is supposed to the fireflies free.
Now, keep in mind that we've already had references in Nana Sprite's note to a air of breath and a seer of light. What do you think? What do you think those are, E.T.? What do you think those are?
I think those are completely pointless titles she just threw out at random.
You know what?
To throw off
Fair enough.
John.
Fair enough. I like how you refuse to utter the word claspect in relation to this, but you see the felt, and you're like, "Are the felt claspects, bro? Are the felt claspects?" I'm like, I fucking hate you. But now, once we're like, Hey, it's me. I hope the air of breath is somewhere around here. I hope he's somewhere that could do something helpful. That's when you refuse to do anything related to classpack.
Probably not at all anything important.
And that's really all there is to say on the matter.
Honestly.
Oh, man. Do you see what I mean? What I said at the end of Act 3 where I was like, we're getting into prime Homestuck. Everything that happens in this set of pages is fucking cool.
Yeah, no, every single page is awesome. It's really dope.
There's tons of shit where it's just like, we're going to exposit dialogue about Suburb now. And under any other circumstances, I'd be like, wow, that's really lazy. But I don't care because everything being exposited fucks.
Yeah, it's all a fun ride.
Oh my goodness, it rules. John looks at his house from below with his telescope. It's way up there, and Nana Sprite's like, "John, you have to find the fucking gates to get up to your house, and you go up. You must descend to ascend." And he's like, "Thanks, Grandma."
He's like, "Oh, cool, another
Please don't
riddle.
say hoo. And then she goes, hoo. He's like, "Thanks, Nana."
Oh yeah, that's just what I wanted.
And that's basically where the game ends. That's the end of the game. Banger of a first page.
Yeah, though. Excellent time.
Now we have to get through the other 300 for this fucking reading section.
I think the next thing to happen is we pop back over to the big fight between AR, the mayor, and Male Princess. And honestly, when we hop back over there after the game, I was like, wait, why are they fighting again? Oh yeah, AR just doesn't want them on his turf.
Well, AR, this was restricted. This was restricted airspace.
Yeah, he's got rules here, and none of that.
He sees the symbol of Bequerel on like a pumpkin on WV's head and immediately surrenders. What's that all about?
Oh,
what's going on there?
I have to assume he's seen Beck before somewhere. And honestly, if you saw Beck do literally anything that Beck does, you probably wouldn't want to fight him either.
Yeah, probably wouldn't want to be. I think that's reasonable, actually.
I'd be like, oh, they're waving his flag. You win. Game over.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that guy.
I don't want to fight anymore. And then both him and the mayor get the thirstiest for Male Princess.
They really want to fuck this male lady.
Like their carapace is drenched.
I'm on Team WV. I want WV. I want the mayor to get the romance arc he deserves.
Me too.
I do really like AR though. I think he's very funny. I really like the misdirect of when he starts building Can Town and AR is like, this is stupid. And then it's like clearly you cannot defend Can Town without a well-armed militia. I'm gonna be doing the dirty work over here. Like, and I really like that.
Yeah. Just on impulse, they have to fill their roles.
It's important. We go to Jade. Jade's time capsule resets. Jade changes fetch modices to Jenga. That immediately doesn't work, so she changes it again to Pictionary. And the strange, ethers of democracy. That was a real poll.
Those are what?
That was a real poll. Andrew Hussey actually polled the audience to be like, what should she fucking change her fetch modus to? And they picked Pictionary, which is important.
Because you get ghost images.
Like, genuinely important. So, that works out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bequerel yoinks her away back to her room, which I was confused when you were talking about, like, why does AR have her base and everything?
Yeah.
That's why!
That's why, because she got pulled out before she could draw it.
That's so cool! I never fucking noticed that at all, and then you brought it up. And so I was really confused as to how that was possible, and only now have I made that connection.
Mm-hmm. It's, like, perfectly clear. He wrote it in.
Fill in more time shit.
Yeah, more weird time stuff.
Oh, one of the Pictionary photos she draws, she tries to draw the robot base. Do you know what that robot was that came up as a ghost image?
Oh, man. I believe so. I can't remember his name.
That's Johnny Five from Short Circuit 2.
Yes.
Which is a movie that I have seen multiple times because my grandparents have it on VHS. So we would watch, I distinctly remember my grandfather laughing hysterically at Johnny Five running into, like, the library and screaming, input, input, input. I was the first time I read Homestuck, that was super strange to me. I was like, what the fuck? Why is Johnny Five here? It ruled.
And a drawing of that actor.
Oh, Charles Dutton?
Charles Dutton, yeah. I was like, okay.
She just scribbles and it becomes Charles Dutton.
Yeah, it wasn't even coherently anything and just
I wrote down, yeah, Jade is psychic, whatever. I don't know why I wrote that down.
I think it's because they do all those pester chum texts back and forth.
Oh yeah, she talks to John, and John, she knows more the future and shit, and John's like, oh my god, how do you know that?
I didn't mention that part, but whatever.
Yeah, this whatever, some shit happens, blah blah blah. John has to find his dead car. He's got to connect to Jade. You got to get Jade in the game. We switch to Dave. Dave laments the fact that cozy is an adjective because Rose's laptop is stuck on her fucking 3 feet of yarn. CG trolls John. Okay, this is where we find out that CG is talking backwards through John's life. You were totally right. The trolls definitely are aliens. You were just correct.
Yeah.
So, good shit on that. Everyone, clap. Clap for ET. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. He's basically saying that, yep, this is everything that we figured out in intermission last time. We're in Spur, but we're in a completely different session from Suburb, me and all my friends, and something that you fucked up in your session has fucked with our session somehow. We need you to go get Jade to talk to us. That's basically what that situation was.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Jade connects to Jade connects to Dave.
Before we
sorry.
The relationship between CG and John harkens back to a Doctor Who relationship. Where,
is it really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a purposeful like call into it, but it has a lot of similarities where two people who know each other are going through the opposite ways through their timelines. So one knows more about the other. But in this one, it's in Doctor Who, it's like a loving relationship between two people who like fall for each other. And when they first meet, it's like, oh, you know everything about me. You are telling me things that I don't know about myself and helping me be really introspective. But as we meet later in the future, in my future, it's your past. So you know less about me and you become this person that I'm fond of, but has no idea who I am as you just go through each other's timelines. And
but in this way,
it's like, hey, bro, we're friends already, dude.
And you're like, I fucking hate you. Die.
Bro, what an ass. Why are you bullying me? And it's like, no, this is like the friendly bullying that we talked about like forever ago, but you haven't done yet.
It's so great. It's so wonderful.
It's amazing. I really like it. I like how I'm really loving the trolls more. Before they were just kind of like dicks, but now I like it. am invested with more.
Remember, what did I say? I said that CG is fucking incredible. And you were like, I don't believe you. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Jade connects to Dave, gets him in the game. Dave, they have a wonderful thing where Dave says, I always keep birds in here. It's sort of my thing. And Jade says, oh, kind of like all those silly naked puppets. Are they your bros thing? And Dave says, no, that's irony. This is like sincere, honest to God psychosis. I'm training to be a lame, gothy supervillain. Okay. Dave is Robert Pattinson in The Batman.
He's so edgy.
Why does he have the eyeliner in that movie? What the fuck? There is genuinely a scene in that movie where Alfred walks in and Robert Pattinson Batman is wearing black eyeliner and he goes, "You're not my dad, Alfred." And that's what Dave is training to be right now.
He'll get there one day.
One day. Rose can't see John anymore.
Yeah, because now
he's not in his house.
He's no longer in his house. Now he's like on the planet. And has to go down further to get up, I guess.
Which is fine, because it gives Rose some time to focus on her own suburb shit.
Yeah.
That's good. She's in the land of light and rain. She's got to deal with that.
She's having, like, weird, like, mental echoes of her mom. At the time, I was like, who's talking to her?
Mental echoes?
Like, it's kind of like when a, like, male princess or, like, WV talk to John. It's like, hey, yo.
Wait, is that her mom doing that?
I assumed just because while that's happening, I think like
that was PM.
It's a different font.
It's a different font.
PM
You're right.
Talks to John, and at no point do we like see that PM does this. And then later, people are bringing up her mom, like Grimm does, and I think also Blind Chick also brings up. Man, she has a name. I think Blind Chick also brings up
Gallows Calibrator is the Blind Chick's name.
Yeah, Calibrator. I believe she also brings up Rose's mom, and then we see her mom later fighting like some junk with John's dad.
I just assumed that was Rose's exile because PM does when PM sees John, then she's like, "Oh, this is like my machine with that girl on it." That's what she says.
Oh yeah. When she saw, did you see Jade the first time? She opened up the machine?
No, because she'd be... Oh, fuck. God, whatever. We'll figure it out later. I can't fucking do this right now. God damn it.
We'll just keep moving smoothly ahead.
WV introduces Male Lady to John. She then does all the shit that we played in the Flash animation. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. It's really awesome. It's really innovative and awesome. It's sick. We don't need to talk about it more. It already happened. Dave almost completes the circle of how he Mandel little monsters, but then just pees in the shower.
Thought about it.
What do you have next?
Magic mailbox, Rose. Who's talking to Rose? Go narcolepsy again.
While she's asleep, that's important. While she's asleep, Jade prototypes the Colonel with the dead bird.
Yeah, with the sepulchre.
A feathery, brainless asshole. Oh, shit. Okay, this is cool. This is also important. AR and PM are in the past, that is the present, dealing with John's dad's car.
Yeah.
They're on John's planet. And PM has a note from Jade.
Which note was that?
She just has a note that has a picture of the green package and the writing is in green. She has a note from Jade telling her to get the package. We don't know how she got that yet, but I assume it'll be some more time bullshit because Jade knows the future.
Yeah.
Based. John is about to get his ass kicked by some monsters, and he gets saved by...
And then Grandpa shows up.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Grandpa's very dead.
He's very dead in the real world.
Like, impressively so.
Before Spurb even does a thing.
So how the fuck?
How is he back?
I don't know.
But honestly, I can't even begin to question that because...
You just have to assume. I guess this will be explained later.
Yeah, I'm like, man, they'll probably tell me something about it in a minute. Or
you're getting it now. You're getting into the stride of Homestuck.
Jade's like so weird on her own, like with her own like island, and like the fact that she also can dream and wake up before the game exists. So like I can't even begin to fathom what's going on with Grandpa right now, other than like that was a cool tie-in. I'm glad he's got his book. That means he'll probably find him at some point.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he has his sassacres.
Yeah. He was like, that was my copy of the book. What the
fuck?
And there he goes. PM gets John's server copy from AR, drops it into the mail tubes.
We have to assume that that's how John will later on get his copy of the server to connect to Jade.
Yeah, at some point.
Because she gets the chiseled plate that we haven't seen get made, but it will get made later, like in a second, because PM is about to tell him to do it through the exile station, closing the time loop. That happens. If John's gonna get his server copy now. Oh god, how can shaving cream be so flammable?
That's literally...
Is that what you have written down?
Shaving cream equals flammable.
I just have the exact quote. A big gust of wind conveniently comes along and blows out all the fire. It is really convenient. Whoa! I wonder if John is somewhat related to the aspect of breath.
The air of wind.
That'd be crazy.
What?
I'm sure glad that no characters mentioned anything like that, because if they had, I might be drawing certain connections here.
I would think something. I think soon after that, someone says, I believe to either Rose or Jade, that you guide the air. And here I finally have class specs ?
Yup. Just yes.
Yeah, it has to be.
Literally just yes. They're referring to them by their classes.
I think we're about to talk about that, actually. Well, we get some more Spurb intro.
Oh, egg.
Egg
Shows up. There's an egg in the
his
future, and there's also an egg that Dave gets that's going to be his entry item. Egg.
Big egg.
And then Dave's egg immediately gets stolen by a brainless, feathery asshole of some nondescript type. Here's a cool thing. Jade tries to deploy the punch to Zynex, but doesn't have enough shale. Andrew Hussey literally wrote down and made sure to keep track of how much grist all the items and shit take to make sure stuff's consistent.
Oh, okay, man.
So the player just starts taking it for granted. I'm sure someone said deploy punch to Zynex, and Andrew's like a video game. You just don't pay attention to Dave's grist. He doesn't have that yet.
You don't have it.
It's cool. I like that.
You have way more than the previous iterations, but not enough.
Yeah, you're right. That's more Spurb shit. With each new player connection, you get more shit.
Man, the 12 that the trolls are running, they must have been rich.
They must have had so much fucking money by the end of it. Dave starts stealing grist from John.
Using grist torrent.
They get the jumper block extension, but they don't do shit with it until later. They have it now. Talk about Gallus Calibrator, because now this is when she starts talking to Rose.
Yeah, Gallus Calibrator. They describe smelling or tasting the words, essentially using every other sense but the one they lack to sense the words. And I can't tell if that's a bit yet. I can't tell if that's just a joke they're pulling, or if they actually are blind. But
GC is literally Daredevil.
But while there,
That's more literal than you might think.
Okay.
GC is literally Daredevil.
Then how do they type? Do they have a Braille keyboard?
They smell the keyboard.
Read
They
it.
taste it. My letters taste so good.
I went I think a bit too far in depth with it, and I was like, man, do they communicate via pheromones? No.
No, it's just her.
Yeah, Gallus just has a weird ability to have smell and taste words.
Yeah, well, when we get to see her, then we get to see her later. But she has blind person glasses. She's literally blind.
They could have been shades,
I guess.
But I just wasn't sure. I saw them and I was like,
I'm just gonna give you this one for free. Yeah, she's blind. She is Daredevil. Have fun.
I'm skeptical.
The past pulls a mean double reach around. We get to see the middle of the conversation. We already got to see this conversation between John and Jade about her birthday present, but then in the middle where Jade left to go talk to a troll, now we get to see her conversation with that troll. It is CG. This is when he says,
you told me to tell you. Is that one?
Yeah.
You told me to tell you to answer us because you wouldn't right now. Why would I do that?
Yeah. He's trying to talk to her right now, so he goes to a future version of her to where he already has talked to her to ask her how he got her to talk to her, and future her tells him to talk to past her to tell her that when her robot blows up to go talk to him.
Yeah, because it does at some point. And
eventually her robot's gonna blow up.
that's what I was told.
It's going to robo-splode at some point. That is the word that is used to describe it. And this is where we get the troll reveal of CG, and you were correct. The
He's
troll
that
at the
guy.
end of intermission was CG.
Weird time stuff gives me a headache.
Ah, you're getting it. It gives Grimm a headache as well. She says it later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was me referencing and agreeing.
Look at you. Oh my god. This reincorporation is absolutely incredible. This is the type of narrative consistency that our audience is looking for from GrubCast.
Oh yeah, we're high tier quality over here.
Absolutely beautiful. Jade gets a package from her pen pal.
Who is male princess?
We don't know.
We don't know, but that's my running theory right now.
That's your running theory? All right.
Is that
all
male
right.
princess is her pen pal, and I guess or maybe it's her exile, who could be.
All we know is that her pen pal has sent her the package that will later on she will send to John and be in his car and go through the whole thing and end up on Jack Noir's desk. Gallus Calibrator contacts John in the past. And I have this end of that conversation written down where she goes, or John goes, hey, to like laugh along with her. And then she goes, John, why would you laugh at a blind girl?
Why would you laugh at a
You have
blind
no
girl?
idea how much you disgust me. You're a total disgrace to the field of ectobiology. If we ever meet, I'm going to cut your throat and listen to you bleed while I smell you die.
I
That's what
smell
she
you
says.
Die.
Holy fucking shit.
It was so intense, and then it's just his face of shock. Just, oh my god, I got trolled so hard.
You trolled so hard,
It
bro.
was just mean.
This
And
makes
a
John
threat.
change his chum handle to what we know it as now.
The ecobiologist.
Eco.
I mean, ectobiologist.
There you go. Yeah. Ghostbusters. I fucking love Ghostbusters. Okay, PM makes it to Durst. It says, hey, Black Queen, can I have this box? And the Black Queen says, why are you fucking talking to me about this? I'm the queen. Go talk to my paperwork slave.
Talk to my clerk. I don't.
Yeah, go talk to my fucking butler, Jack Noir. And he's like, okay.
When we see Droogs in that, when
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, oh my god, you're right. She walks past Diamond Droog.
I was like, Droogs.
Oh, there he is, my
boy. I love that guy.
In the future, the egg opens up and it's the windswept questant. She's there now.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Looks like I don't know. I guess like they kind of resemble the body type of the queen characters.
I don't know.
Because they for sure don't look like the wandering vagrant or
I don't know.
male princess.
That'd be a crazy coincidence.
Honestly, I don't even know what that means because they're in the future after everything happened.
I don't know. She's there. PM goes to see Jack Noir. I fucking love him, especially after intermission. It's just like that. Back with my boys.
He's the best.
Back with my boy. I will let you know that is not Diamond's Droog that you saw. Of course, it would never be Diamond's Droog. That is, of course, a completely separate person, the Draconian Dignitary. All right. DD would not be anywhere similar to DD. All right. No.
They're entirely different characters.
And what you saw, in the last reading section in Act 3, that was not Heart's boxcars, you fucking fool. That was, of course, the hegemonic brute, of course. All right.
Hegemonic brute.
I forgot Club's Deuce's name. I'm sure we'll get it at some point. Jack Noir says, "I'll give you this fucking box if you kill the White Queen and King.
If you could just real quick murder these two people I don't like. And then, here's a sword."
Yeah. But not just these two people I don't like. Go murder the two leaders of your entire faction.
And I'll give you this one package.
I'll give you this box. And she's like, alright. There she goes. And then when she leaves, John's like, or Jack Noir's like, well, what's so important about this package anyway? And he looks inside and he's very surprised. I hope one day we get to figure out what that package is. Whoa. That'd be, whatever it is, it's very sharp. For reasons we will discuss at the end of this episode. I wonder what that cutting sound could be referring to. You have to wait to find out.
Watch the end of the episode, please.
Okay, we switch to Jade. Jade and Dave playing Spur.
Yeah. And this is when Dave is trying to. Yeah, no, actually, I can't remember what's happening here.
They fix Alchemy to be not
awful.
Oh yeah, okay. They keep fucking with the combination of the devices there.
Yeah, until finally it's just, all right, we can do everything in one spot like a sane person.
Yeah, we don't
Remember before how we
all
talked
these
about how
machines.
alchemy was incredibly repetitive and there was no reason for it to be as complicated as it was?
Mhm.
This is the answer to that.
So that they could just mesh it all together and fix it.
Yeah, you just put it all into one thing, beautiful, and now you can make shit all in one spot.
Got good uses out of those ghost images. I thought they were pointless at first.
No, but it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And eventually this will be used. It's not in this reading section, but we will get another lovely alchemy binge of Dave just making a bunch of cool shit, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah. I'm ready for that cool gear.
Oh, okay. Gallows talks to John and offers to help him skip a bunch of shit.
Yeah, help him skip levels, hack, do some real quick speedrun cheats, and just glitch through the game.
Yeah. I'm sure this will have no consequences whatsoever.
I don't see how that could go poorly. A game that literally alters reality and is watching you at all times, I have no idea how that could possibly have a poor outcome.
Yeah. Go for it, John.
You go off, bro.
Grim talks to Rose. They continue to have incredible chemistry. Or, no, talks to Dave about Rose.
Yeah.
This is when she goes,
This is when Adios...
hey, how do I fuck Rose?
This is when Adios and Grim are both like, yeah, so we're trying to hit on your friend to both Dave and Rose respectively. What would be the best way to go about that?
I will let you know, Adios is definitely not trying to hit on Dave.
Oh, yeah, I assume not. I just think I'm just trying to put like a little like
I mean,
everyone kind of like
Rose
pokes
definitely,
fun at that.
yeah, Rose definitely thinks he is. If Adios tried to, Dave would kill him.
He would kill him?
No, probably not.
Oh,
But-
okay, I
but
was like, what?
I just want Adios dead. I hate him so much, but I love him. I love him so much, and that's why I hate him, and I want him to die.
He looks really lame. He got
He's
those big
super
old
lame.
horns.
He's so fucking. He has those massive fucking bull horns. He looks so stupid. He acts like such a little bitch, and I love him, and that's why I hate him.
But he was spitting the most sick fire.
He spits the hottest fucking bars, bro. I don't have any of them written down. You should take notes as a
They have
musician. Take notes, dog.
Actually, I'm gonna steal that.
But this is a quote from Grimm's conversation with Dave, where she asks, "I thought your familiarity with her may allow you to furnish me insight. She and you are familiar, isn't that right? She perhaps even regards you with endearment?" And then Dave responds, "You have no idea, dude. She is so in my grill, like a stray hot dog that rolled down there, and now it's too much trouble to fish out with the tongs. So you just watch it like crack and turn black."
Oh man, what Shakespearean prose?
It's so good. Dave just keeps coming up with the best possible ways to phrase anything he might want to say one day.
He has a perfect analogy for anything you could possibly be talking about. But I was really hoping that that's when Grimm picks up a lot of the idea of like irony from Dave and like how to best handle their interactions with Rose to get her interested and invested. But she's really like 4D chessing their conversation into happening.
That's what we're about to get to. is she talks to Rose and explains to Rose how she's manufacturing their own conversations to happen already.
You're about to have our first conversation.
This is probably my favorite conversation in the act. I really like this dialogue. The chemistry between these two characters is completely undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. The way they bounce off.
Language.
Yeah, they speak the same language, but slightly different.
Yeah.
And it's really well done. It's really well done. So Grimm talks to Rose about their previous conversation. We don't get to see it, but Rose does get to see it and agrees that she looks fucking stupid in it.
Yeah.
And so she's like, what could cause me to say that? And they essentially come to the conclusion that seeing that right now is what will cause Rose to say it in the future in order to like fulfill cosmic causation. And knowing that she's been bested, that will then cause her to act more hostile to Grimm in a conversation that she has already had. And it seems that like while CG is trolling John backwards, GC is trolling people forwards in time, and Grimm is just kind of bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, it seemed very sporadic. It gets more consistent towards the end, like their 8th conversation is both their 8th conversation with each other.
Yeah.
But
they're finally going to meet at 8-8. But up until then, they're just kind of bouncing all over the timeline. And I do want to say something else as well, because you did say last episode that you assumed that Grim is female. Both Rose and Dave assume that she's male, but I will tell you, you are right.
Oh, huh. I wonder why they assume that.
I don't know.
Like, I'm not
they just
sure
kind of do, but like they both call her dude and bro. She doesn't ever like stop them from doing that. But you are correct. Huh. Grim is a lady.
Something I really like was the bit in the conversation where it's like, where Rose is trying to figure out, racking her brain, trying to figure out how to counter this first engagement being exactly how it's going to be in the future for them. They're like, well, what if I just copy everything written here? Well, I've edited it. Well, what if I've edited it. Well, what if I lied about editing it? Then you really have no idea what you've said at all. I'm guaranteed that if at the end I'm going to see the message that's actually here in front of me in the end, and you can't really stop it. And it was just such a coy like game of like, yeah, I've thought of every conceivable way this could play out.
They're really mind gaming each other.
Like super hard. It's nuts.
They're really mind gaming for the purposes of like cosmic causality. Which, you know, nothing bad could happen from fucking with causality, clearly.
Only good things happen from fucking with time. You just kind of do it and then just go along for the ride.
John reunites with his loving wife and daughter. Casey! Sweet Casey, yes! Oh my goodness, take the buddy, Casey. Casey, take the buddy, dear sweet Casey. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty, like my heart. But it's a heart of gold, actually, because I'm John Egbert, not Nicolas Cage. Yes! Liv Tyler and Casey, my wife and child. Oh, I love you.
These salamanders like have sentience and consciousness.
Yeah.
So it was just like a mom and a maybe daughter just sitting there just like,
should we tell him?
Does he know that we're not his wife and
just
daughter?
Let him have his fun, dear. He doesn't seem that harmful, if a little bit stupid. It's okay.
And then Casey just follows him.
Yeah.
She's like, oh,
but he
bunny.
takes Casey.
Yeah.
He kidnaps Casey. John kidnaps Casey.
Before, I think she was just like following him like through his
Yeah, but eventually he capture logs.
Yeah, then he capture logs. He's like, this is no place for a child.
Just takes a whole ass person and puts it in his Silodex. Pachoo! We'll get to the Pachoo in a second. John answers CG. This is like my second favorite page in this reading section. This conversation between John and CG is like the perfect intersection of a time for John when he's warming up to CG and a time where CG has just warmed up to John but isn't yet frustrated by having to explain shit to John. Yeah. So this right here is like the perfect intersection of them actually being able to like have a reasonable conversation and like become friends. And they like talk about movies and shit. And it rules. It's awesome. Also, we learned that whatever John is planning to do with GC right now, like skip all the gates and shit, has already happened hours ago for
them.
Carcino.
Yeah.
Carcino talks about movies. And I wrote this down. It says, one that is amazing, it is a classic is, wherein numerous vigilantes confront peril. One of them betrays the others, but it turns out to be a part of the plan all along. Several attractive female leads provoke romantic tension. 4 major characters wear unusual hats. 1 holds plot critical secret. 47 on-screen explosions. 1 resulting in the demise of key adversary. 6 to 20 lines that could be construed as humorous.
That's my favorite movie.
I love that movie. I watch it all the time. Bonus episode on 413 on... I'm not going to say it all again. That movie. We're going to watch that one.
We'll watch that.
Maybe that's Con Air. I don't think it is. It's probably not Con Air. But it's pretty great, if it would be.
Yeah.
Because God, it's really hard not to just say his actual name. Carcino does know about Con Air in this conversation. He's like, oh shit, is that the one with Nicolas Cage?
Is that the one with Nicolas Cage? So he's seen Con Air. He's like, your Earth movies are garbage.
Which, I mean, he's not
terrible
wrong.
Names.
Yeah. Your names aren't even descriptive at all. Ours are very informative. And John's like, why are your names so, like, wordy? And he just says, well, we've had, like, thousands of years of film history. We've run out of names.
We've run out of titles that are catchy. We gotta just give you information now.
Yeah, we gotta hit you with the hard-hitting facts.
I really like, Gallows.
Yeah, talk about that, because they're about to talk about the skipping a bunch of shit.
Well, one, the lead speech, but also
the lead speak gamer talk.
But also, I just like how how fun they are. They're really in it for themselves, it seems like.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even on the troll's side here.
They're just trying to fuck around.
It's like, what would happen? Like, I just really want to see if he'll do it, you know?
Yeah. She's not even concerned with John's well-being whatsoever. She has no idea if this is helpful at all, or if she's fucking with anything. She's just like, I just want to see what happens. Sure.
And it's that adventurous nature that I'm just like, oh, yes.
It's great.
You're pure chaos.
It does help
I
that
love
later
it.
when shit goes south, she is genuinely like, oh, shit.
Huh.
I didn't want to kill him.
I didn't think you'd do it.
6. Fuck, sorry. But yeah, she basically just says, I'm going to help you skip to your 7th gate to kill your final boss. Go over there, teleport back up to your house. There he goes. He's up at his house now. Male princess talks to the queen. This is interesting because it sets up what will happen in big animation at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because PM goes to the White Queen and says, like, I don't know what's going on. This package is important. I have this note from the future, I guess. And the White Queen gives her her crown and her ring. And when she takes off the ring, then she, like, she unprototypes.
Yeah.
She loses all the prototype powers. She tells him to find the White King on the battlefield to give the ring to him, and it's revealed that in the future, the windswept Queston is the White Queen. So the White Queen is their 4th exile.
Mm-hmm. And they've already lost their power, I guess. But that's cool.
Well, we know that all that's in the future.
Yeah,
We know that all that's taking place after what's happening in the present for the kids.
Yeah, I guess it's more like, so does White Queen being in the future mean that the king and everything being all wastelandy mean the king doesn't get his ring and everybody loses? Or does Male Princess know that that's the queen?
No, this is just Earth post-meteor destruction. Remember, they're on Earth.
They're on Earth.
They're not on the battlefield. We actually don't know what's happened on the battlefield. This doesn't tell us anything about what's happening in Skya and Sburb. They're on Earth right now.
Other than that, deep in the future, they are on Earth.
Yes.
All these guys.
Somehow.
When even the kids can't get back to Earth right now. But I mean, I'm very invested. I'm very curious on what's going on. Have no clue what.
No clue.
And then that's when we have the time skip.
This is when Jasper Sprite tells Rose about all this shit about her land and whatever. We already talked about that. Jade talks with Rose about dream selves, like we've seen with John and her. So at this point, it's just clear that all the kids have a dream self that exists in
Prospect?
No. Later on, when we do briefly get to see Rose's dream self in the big animation at the end, it's on Durst.
It's on Durst. Oh.
So half of them are on Prospect, half of them are on Durst.
Okay.
Just give that to you right now. It's not that big a deal.
And they're on their planets in their awake bodies.
Yes.
So living them went to their respective planets, and dream them are on Prospect and Durst right now.
Yes. And are waiting to wake up.
Waiting to wake up so they can all convene and I guess kick ass together or something.
Yeah.
Maybe help each other fight bosses.
Yeah.
Party stuff.
Yeah. Do video game shit.
Yeah.
Rose also in this conversation learns that she might have weird writing on her wall, like John's.
Yeah.
This is funny. I actually got called out by one of the comments on one of the episodes. So when we talked about the writing on John's wall, I actually said in that episode, I was like, I genuinely don't remember if that's even relevant at all. And someone in the comments was like, "What, are you fucking stupid?
That's
did you
super
forget
relevant.
about the other one?" And I was like, Yeah, I just forgot. So there you go. It's coming back. It was important the whole time.
Important. He drew clowns all over all his movie posters because Nana Sprite is fused with Harlequin, and she drew Meow all over her shit because Jasper Sprite is Jasper and is a cat. It doesn't seem connected to anything. It doesn't seem important what they wrote.
I will get to why it's important with Rose specifically. We get a little bit of hint of why it might be more important in the big animation at the end, which we're almost at. We got 2 really big animations pretty close to each other, and we're about to hit the first of those, that being S. Dave Accelerate.
Dave Accelerate. It was so cool.
Fucking awesome.
I didn't know what was happening. I was like, man, he's got a new suit and a
time
badass
skips,
sword.
And he has so much cool shit. This is, I think, the first song by Toby Fox.
Okay.
I forget what it's called, but it's not as important as the other one, which is another song for the Shopify that I like a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a good song. I just don't
Yeah.
remember much about it. I don't really like listen to it that much.
Mm-hmm.
He has fucking Cow Sprite. Cow Sprite fucks a bunch of shit up, and then he jumps around and he's like making time clones of
He's
himself.
making clones.
And his half sword has an
Turns into a
ability
full sword.
where it doesn't. Okay. This is not important to the plot at all,
Uh-huh.
so I will let you know how it works.
Uh-huh.
The way that sword works is that it's a half sword that he uses time powers on to revert it to a point in time before it was broken, to use it as a full sword.
That is so
It's
cool.
so fucking awesome.
and he controls time with his turntables.
Yeah, and this
love it.
is the sword I used when I made like a really shitty version of Dave.
I remember
that I did for Halloween one year. I made this sword
Now
out of
I
like
get it.
styrofoam and like wooden dowels and shit. It was not good, but I was very proud of it. And that's this sword. This is like one of my favorite weapons in the whole comic. I think it's super fucking cool. It's so awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have a hold up time skip.
Yeah, talk about the time skip.
We're in the land of heat and clockwork.
Oh, such a cool fucking land. It's such an awesome
Yeah,
land.
it's filled with lava, and all the city structures are pouring out lava.
Oh god, it's so awesome.
And we skip ahead to where I imagine they're way higher up on the ladder by this point.
Yeah.
Just because Dave is kicking all kinds of ass.
He's kicking so much ass.
And we just saw him get into the game. So
he's not even in the
he
game
didn't
yet.
even enter the game yet, yeah. So
We get to see a version of him that is in the game because keep in mind, Dave's story from his perspective is kind of told a little bit behind everyone else's.
Yeah.
So we've seen Dave do shit, but that's a little bit behind. And from the perspective of John and like the overall present, Dave is already in the game.
Okay.
But yeah, so technically we just heard from John that Dave is in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and now all of a sudden it's 4 months in the future, and Johnny's dead!
John is dead. We've lost the fucking
And
heir,
so is Jade!
and we've lost our witch. They're big dead. And Rose is like, but like maybe she survived. He's like, bro, it was a fucking meteor. Even if she didn't die, John couldn't help her because he for sure died. So she's dead to us, essentially.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's dead or not. Like, we can't talk to her. Also, worth pointing out, as soon as John went through the portal and died, all of the trolls stopped talking to them. Dave mentions that.
Oh yeah, all the trolls stopped talking to them. Which I assume means that John has to do something in the future that saves the life of the trolls in general. Just because I imagine they wouldn't stop talking to Dave and or Rose just willfully.
I'm not going to say whether or not that is or isn't the reason, but there is a reason for why they stopped talking to them in the alternate timeline.
Man. Like, I'm curious if, like, because I believe that future Dave speculates something. I may be misremembering this, but I think that future Dave speculates that it's because they don't like them anymore. Like, they just stopped fucking with them. And I just don't think that is concurrent with what we've seen of the trolls thus
You're
far.
correct.
And so it's got to be like they were taken out because of him not being around to do something. Like,
I don't know.
some time loop piece couldn't get closed
Oh,
because
we'll see.
John's not there. But
This conversation is weirdly somber.
yeah, they're very.
It's pretty existential, and like it's like one of the first moments in Homestuck where it's just pretty serious most of the time. It's pretty sad.
You get a good view of like, man, this is like real. Like,
Yeah, you get to see the stakes here for the first time.
and
The stakes are really presented and put in front of you. They're not obscure at all. It's like death is on the table.
our friends are dead, and now we've been trying to level up as much as we can, just to go back and maybe save them.
The idea was that they're trying to gather as much information about the game as possible to then help their past selves do something different with all that new information.
Mhm.
And it is, yeah, John went to go fight his denizen early, and this really awesome version of Dave and Rose even mentioned, like, we tried to fight our denizens, and even we couldn't do it with all our
We
new
couldn't do
shit.
it. And we're badass.
Like, that was just suicide, John going through his 7th gate.
Absolutely. He didn't have a chance. He was struggling with the fucking tar basilisks or something.
Yeah.
Back in shaving cream about around
Yeah,
there.
he had to get help from fucking
From
Grandpa Harley.
So like he had no chance.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Against the denizen, which I imagine is just like a cosmic entity of pure evil. I also want to say Dave looked absolutely stunning.
Yes. I had this version of Dave as my profile picture on a lot of shit for like years and years and years.
It's a good one. and Cal Sprite is a huge bone bulge.
Yeah, fuck Cal Sprite.
Fuck Cal Sprite, man.
What a cunt.
He's like
So useless. He just keeps laughing.
Shut the fuck up. Just once, please. And I have to imagine that's all Cal Sprite's been doing the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
It's like he'll help you, but he's not going to give you any useful information.
No, he's completely fucking useless. And now Dave then goes into the past, and he shows up. And this is a cool thing. I don't know if you noticed this. You probably did though, because you're real smart, and I really respect that about you.
Thanks.
This version of Dave, the version of Dave that is after entering the game, we finally get to see the version of Dave that WV saw for like a split second in his...
Yeah.
This is him.
We get to see that. This is that scene.
That sprite was the bird sprite. And then now, future Dave comes back in the past. Really quickly, he just drops all his gear on the ground in front of Dave. He's like, just take all my shit. Now you have all my items.
Awesome.
And becomes Dave's
prototype.
sprite.
I'm gonna self-prototype real quick. Dave sprite. And I was so happy because I was like, oh, sick. Now there's 2 Daves.
It's so good. Dave talks to John, tries to get him to not blast off. Dave talks to GC, says, you fucking killed John, and she goes, oh, my bad. They have a really cool conversation, and then GC draws sunglasses on Captain Planet. And he's like, yeah, you're not so bad after all.
Like,
you know what? Yeah,
pretty
you're pretty cool.
I am low-key the fire guy from Captain Planet.
This is my third favorite interaction in the comic. What I'm about to oh, wait, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no problem. Before we get to that, after the time skip in the land of clockwork and heat, Rose talks to Dave, and she's like, so what happens to my timeline?
Oh my god.
When you leave, like,
fuck,
do
man.
I cease to exist?
That
or like,
hurt to read.
If I don't cease to exist, do I continue and I'm just alone here forever? Because I can't beat my denizen by myself. Like, there's no chance. I'm not just gonna die here. Like, and she has this whole like existential just.
That was fucking
fuck.
horrifying.
And I'm just like, oh my god, that's so sad. Oh, Rose.
Like, Rose is a 13-year-old kid that has to deal with like
you're such a sweet
her own mortality and like being alone forever.
Being alone forever in a video game. And having to know that like all your friends probably died, but they do wrap it up. I believe a little bit after he becomes Dave Sprite, and it's like future Dream Rose cease to exist, and I was like, oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's better, I guess.
I prefer that than her being alone forever. So
it's not actually as simple as that. If I remember correctly, I don't think it's that simple.
Oh my god.
Dave finishes talking to GC. And then Dave and Dave Sprite have the best conversation in all of Homestuck.
Best fucking question.
Okay, so now that you're a Sprite, do you know everything about the game? Well, I know a lot anyway, because I'm from the future. But yeah, I know more stuff now, like things meant specifically for Sprites to clue players in on, but packaged in these, like, I guess riddles? I'm supposed to be cagey about it, but I don't really feel like it. Ask me anything, go ahead, and I'll give you a straight answer. Alright, here goes. Why are we so fucking awesome? That's the best fucking question anybody has ever asked.
Yes.
Oh my god. Dave and Dave Sprite just sitting right next to each other talking is so fucking awesome.
It was like, Andrew Hussey was like, man, how could I make Dave a better character?
2 days.
I'll just make another one.
Just make another one. Just make another Dave. Easy. Problem solved.
But the amount of confidence that must...
Dave and Dave Sprite standing next to each other has to just cause all women within a 10-mile radius, and men, just all people in a 10-mile radius to swoon. It has to. That's too much hot in the same area. God damn.
How do you even handle it?
He's about to jump off the handle. He's about to do an acrobatic fucking pirouette off the handle.
Win some fucking medal or some shit.
John get trolled by CG. This is another really good conversation between John and Carcino. It sets up some shit that Carcino has already said for John, but will say for him, like human emotion called friendship. Just some little bits like that.
Yeah, of like, friendship's not an emotion, idiot. You literally just told me it was.
Yeah. This is when we learn about the reckoning. This idea that when White eventually loses the battle between light and darkness, then Sky will trigger, the reckoning will occur. All of the meteors in the furthest ring, that is like the meteor belt that surrounds Durst. Yeah, the veil. The veil that surrounds Durst, that is made of meteors. Mm-hmm. All of those meteors will just start to hit Skaya, and Skaya will like redirect those meteors for a time, but eventually it'll be too much, and Skaya will just be fucking obliterated by meteors.
Yeah.
And your goal as the players is to kill the Black King before that happens. That's basically it. Is there anything else before the big boy?
No, I don't think so.
You don't have anything else you want to talk about?
No, all I got is I'm a member of the Midnight Crew.
That leads right in. S. Jack Ascend.
Yes, sir.
Jesus fucking Christ. The flashes do not miss anymore.
No.
They are incredible.
He doesn't miss.
The music is called Black. It is made by Toby Fox, and it is probably my favorite song Toby Fox has ever made.
It's a really good one.
I love it. This Flash fucks. This Flash has intercourse. This Flash goes to the club every night and brings home several people on his arm, and then he doesn't call them back. This Flash fucks so hard.
So hard, dude.
Alright, we're on Durst. The Black Queen looks fucking awesome. She's walking down some steps, and she shows up to Jack and says, "You bitch! You're not wearing your clown shit. We just talked about this.
And now you gotta wear this frilly dress, too.
Fuck you. Wear all your clown shit." That happens for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We flashed to a bunch of different characters.
You just like, bleh.
Rose wakes up her dream self and sees the writing on the wall that Jade told her about. It's like meow, 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 like written all over. It's referred to as the meow code. I'm just going to call it that. And the meow code is related in some way to Jasper's secret. It flashes to Jasper's secret. It like cuts to Jasper's secret for like a split second.
I don't even recall that.
It's super quick, but it happens. It flashes to Jasper's telling Rose his secret before he gets purified.
Okay.
Remember when we talked about that?
Oh, yeah, where he like... Okay,
he gets purified by someone that wasn't Rose, and then he's like gone for that. Yeah. And he like tells Rose something. Whatever this meow code is related to that. And the meow code kind of flashes and switches to read GCAT. What is GCAT? And then Bequerel also flashes on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things are related somehow. We don't know yet. I know. I know what it is. I know what it is, but you don't.
You read ahead.
I read the head in the textbook, yeah. Rose's mom and John's dad are fucking up some monsters.
They are going to town.
It's really cool. I love them. God damn.
Yeah, they handle themselves pretty well for just being like a businessman and a lady really interested in wizards, or I guess trying to feign interested in wizards to appease her daughter.
Yeah, she's just like she's an especially dangerous alcoholic.
Yeah.
This right here is the climax of this whole section. Jack, the Black Queen is like holding up her knife to Jack's throat. And we still don't get to see what the present is. But whatever Jade gave to John, Jack is able to use to completely fucking disintegrate the Black Queen.
Just obliterate on
She
contact.
is dead. I think it's safe to say that this is not supposed to happen.
Oh, I would assume this was not intended.
The first real instance of Suburb is kind of going off the rails a bit. Huh.
Grimm says something akin to that when they're like, "Oh yeah, self-prototyping so stupid. You humans always find ways to like bend the rules like that."
That's Gallows Calibrator, not Grimm.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Based. But yeah, something has happened, and Suburb is kind of changing some shit around, and I'm wondering is this related to the fuck up that CG talks to John about. Carson basically saying, "You guys have fucked up your session in a way that is fucked with ours."
Yeah.
So I don't know. We gotta wait and see that. But this is when, because it was set up earlier, Jack now we get to have the coolest fucking transformation sequence of all time. And think about who now has this power. Think about how fun the intermission was, but how ruthless Jack Noir is in intermission.
He is
genuinely dangerous.
He is bloodthirsty. And
that character, while a lot of that violence was kind of played for comedy, all of that genuine violent potential has been flipped around on its head. And now that is the person that has been given the power of the Queen's Ring.
Given godlike power, I must assume.
Oh God. Oh dear Lord. Oh fuck. Oh God.
Yeah, now he's the Black King. That is something to worry about. That is a
Well,
big
he's not the Black
issue.
King. The Black King still exists.
Oh,
Separately.
he's the Black Queen now.
Yes,
Okay.
but also a dude.
Yeah, he's the male queen.
It's like the kid in elementary school with two dads. They got two kings. It's all right.
Yeah.
Fucking see you guys next week. Jack has the ring and we're all fucked.
We're all gonna die. But we'll deal with that when it becomes an issue. And if we fail, we'll just go back in time and do it again.
Easy. Fucking easy.
Easy
It might not
fix.
be that easy though.
Nah. It'll be too easy.
Of course. I'm sure that there will be no danger from Jack Noir whatsoever. There we go. What thoughts do you have on this reading section? Because this is the first time we've had a section of reading that is not the whole act. This is just the beginning of the 3 episodes it'll take for us to get through Act 4.
I'm very... The Andrew Hussey's just doing what he does again of just being like, here's a few breadcrumbs. I bet you want that loaf of bread way over there. I just keep on. Like you follow this random riddle here, this random joke that could be plot important. Get involved in the world and just follow me along on this wild ride. And I'm here for it, man. I'm too excited.
The number of moving parts continues to grow at an alarming rate, but they're all still like being balanced.
It gets infinitely more complex without seeming like the writing is falling apart.
It's genuinely impressive how many plates he's keeping spinning. Or how many irons he has in the fire. Gotta wait and see.
Oh man. Well, we'll see you next week, little grublets.
Yeah. Next week, we're gonna have a much shorter episode next week to kind of give us some time to recuperate from the upcoming content gauntlet that we're going to be going through. Next episode is going to be coming out in 2 days on 4/13.
Ooh.
That episode is a bonus episode we're doing. We're going to be talking about Con Air for 4/13. We're going to be celebrating John's birthday by watching his favorite movie. It's going to be awesome. Make sure to watch Con Air in the next 2 days if you want to fucking listen along with that. Or don't do that to yourself and just listen to us talk about it. Yeah. Fair enough. After that goes up, on the same day, on 4/13, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be streaming from the GrubCast channel. I'll be streaming Friendsim 2, the unofficial sequel to Friendsim. So stop on by for the 4/13 extravaganza. Any 4/13 projects that show up in our Discord server, I'm probably going to be showing off live on stream. So that'll be pretty sick. If you're someone in the Discord server and you have a 4/13 thing you're planning, fucking send it to me and I'll show it off live on stream.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And then in terms of the normal episode for next week, you should read through pages 1669 through 1801. It's a bit of a shorter section, but that'll really prime us up to finally finish Act 4 in the episode after that. And that's really the state of the union right now. There you go.
All right.
Fucking, that's it. See you guys next week. I can't wait for Jack Noir to fly by and kill everyone.
He's gonna take over the world.
Fuck yes. I cannot wait for world dominant. God, why isn't the Earth just a rubble of meteors yet? Why can't I hang out with the mayor and WV in the future? Fuck yes. We're gonna tell stories around the campfire of gunpowder and talk about democracy and also the local militia. Oh god, I accidentally punched somebody. I accidentally tripped and fell over and my fist hit somebody and now I've committed assault and battery. And now Aimless Renegade is pointing several different guns at me. Guys, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it. ET, come save me from Aimless Renegade.
I'm actually working for him now.
No, what?
I also bought a rocket launcher, but it's okay, it's okay.
Oh god.
Just come with us and be obliterated.
I can't go back to jail. No, don't fucking kill me. No, don't kill me, Aimless Renegade. Oh fuck. How will I get out of this predicament? You gotta find out next week.